Get your energy drink. Because you may need it.
I don't have
This
one.
episode's gonna be crazy.
It's a wild one, y'all.
Welcome. We're glad you're here. YouTube's gonna see stuff that our other stuff can't. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here and focus on the face. Because we're gonna be making some.
You best believe my facial expressions are going to be out of control today.
I did spill my drink all over my mic.
Oh, jeez. Hi, welcome. We're professionals.
Ooh, this one's good. It's called Dream Float.
Dream float?
Yeah, like a dreamsicle.
Oh, okay.
It's good.
Okay, cool.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Hi, I'm Aubrey.
Hi, I'm Kathleen. We're two friends having a good time.
I happen to be a Christian, and that's okay.
And I happen to be an atheist, and that's okay.
Welcome to the Christian and the Atheist podcast.
Let's dive in.
Hey guys, have you left a review for our podcast yet? Head over to wherever you listen to your podcast and do that right now.
And follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Christian and the Atheist, and TikTok at Christian and Atheist.
Check us out on Patreon for ad-free content.
And speaking of ads, if you or your business would like to sponsor the Christian and the Atheist podcast, feel free to contact us to get started.
All right, guys, prepare yourselves. Sit down, get comfy, or...
Pour yourself a glass of wine, get yourself a...
Nothing can prepare you for what you're about to hear.
You know,
Nothing.
We certainly weren't prepared.
I was not either. Okay, so let's give you a basis of what we're about to do. You've heard it. We talked about it. Mm-hmm. This guy's a psychic, a self-proclaimed psychic. What gives him that authority? I don't know. I don't make the rules.
So we sat down with this guy almost a year ago. Almost.
Like 11 months ago.
Yeah, and he got a hold of us saying, excuse me, saying, I am a medium, I'm a psychic, I am in touch with the spirit world, and I would love to sit down with you. And we said, oh my gosh, yes, we've been looking for this. That sounds fantastic.
Well, it was me. I have to that in. I'm so sorry.
That was
only because Kathleen would never do this.
No, I don't think it's real. But...
So... We want to make the intro short because we've got to dive in. But just know that I talked to this guy, and I guess I tickled his pickle a little too much. And not intentionally, guys. Not intentionally. You know how nice I am.
There was a lot going on.
And he just got excited. So you're going to hear how much he loves the idea of me being his protege.
Yeah.
You're going to, listen to how much he hates Kathleen.
Oh, he was not... We were not on the same page. He was not a fan. And we did, just to put it out there, we did sit down with him before we recorded this.
Yeah.
And we had a Zoom meeting just to get to know each other, break the ice, and kind of discuss which way we wanted the episode, which direction we want the episode to go.
Yeah.
And it was a disaster.
I have never had to tell a man to shut up.
Yeah.
And listen to what I had to say and to stop interrupting me.
Yes.
And that when he goes on our show, he is not to interrupt us when we're talking.
Yeah.
And he got a rude awakening, but he was cool with it.
Yeah, he was fine with that.
He may have liked it.
It may have been something he was into. But having that experience, to just hit a few key points of the meeting, he called me a bitch. Remember that?
It was bad.
He claimed to be the equivalent of Jesus Christ himself.
You'll
basically.
hear that. Don't say anything else.
Yeah. And he did.
It's crazy.
He did show up without pants.
He showed up without pants. Tell the story.
Made sure to stand up, because it was a Zoom call, made sure to stand up in view of our microphone or our camera to show us that he had no pants.
We should have known. We should have not.
We did. If you hear
we
our
should have
voices,
not. Well, it's not in this episode. We ended up recording with him.
Yeah.
It wasn't during this.
No, I mean, in the intro, what you're about to hear of us discussing it, you can hear us being like, ha ha, this is going to be crazy.
So we should have just not recorded with him, but I'm glad we did.
I'm glad we did.
But with it being said, you're going to hear Kathleen say something, and it'll make sense. So
yes.
in explanation, he's like, okay, guys, close your eyes.
And we're like, what? Why?
Why the hell is someone telling me to close
We're
my
on
eyes?
Zoom, and we're like,
Weirded out.
okay, what are we doing? And then he stands up, and we're both like, okay.
Yeah, it's not good.
It was wild.
Not good. So, what we're gonna do is play you guys segments. In the segments, they're gonna have like music, kind of spooky music, but it's not loud.
That way you can tell the difference on audio
Yeah.
of what's the original recording and what's us just chiming
Right.
in and reacting to it.
Yeah.
We did cut out quite a bit because his interview was like 2.5 hours long, and 90% of it is just gibberish and makes no sense. So we cut out a lot.
And stay tuned for the outtakes.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to hear the entire 2 hours,
It's crazy.
It's a situation. We're putting it on Patreon for
Yes.
$5.
If you want to join our Patreon, you can get access to that.
You can just buy the episode.
Unedited,
Just buy
completely.
you don't even have to subscribe.
Yeah.
You just buy the episode and you're gonna be like, what the
Welcome to
literal
that situation.
capital F.
Yeah.
I didn't bleep it because I didn't say it, but I could have.
I might later. You'll
Okay,
see.
let's dive in.
Let's
Are
do
you
it.
excited? I'm so like, ugh.
Let's
but
do
it's
it.
gonna be fun for our listeners.
I'm ready.
Guy's the guy to do it too.
If he shows up without pants, I'm gonna flip tables. When it comes to mediums themselves, I believe that a lot of them are.
Quit tiptoeing. Just say it.
I believe that a lot of them are swindlers trying to steal people's money in a way to get money out of people who are at their lowest point, aka grief.
Yeah,
I
mean,
I stand by that.
it is what it is, and we all know, like, you're an atheist, so
I am.
I had a whole explanation as to how I felt about it. It's long. My views since then have changed. So I want to give like a 20-second quick being like, I was drinking the Kool-Aid.
You were
I
really hoping it was real.
wanting so badly. And one was to talk to my sister.
Yeah.
Two, this would have been cool. I do believe there's another side. And there's just like a veil closing, like that's there, and there's something past it.
Sure.
Cool idea. This guy is not it.
Nope.
That's all. So I literally wanted so badly for it to be the thing that worked out. So, but I think that there could be a person that is it. But you guys
Right.
just got to hear this guy's point of view on everything. So you'll get. Let's go. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
So, with all that being said,
Yeah.
we put stuff out there, and we just were discussing before we started recording. I spoke out loud to the spirit world, to my sister, to Kathleen,
Whoever may be
whoever,
listening.
ancestors,
Sure.
whatever. If something like pineapples comes up, this is legit.
Yeah, we're trying to see. Maybe that's weird.
What if it does? What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
What if it does?
Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
It so doesn't, and I was so bummed. But I thought it was so funny that I was like, let's put something out there so we know if it's
a
real.
secret code.
And I said pineapples. Like, what the hell?
It's
Pineapples?
random.
Anyways, it was so funny. And
Yeah.
I was so like, it's gonna happen. What are you gonna do when it does? And you're like, no.
It's not.
Anyways,
It's
okay.
a no.
It's a no for me.
So the Bible, according to your recollection, says don't seek out mediums. I was never taught that in Mormonism because Mormons, a good part of what Mormons believe is that this is a very real gift and talent that everyone can tap into.
It's in Leviticus.
Okay.
So we have feelings about that book.
Always have, always will.
So there's this Bible verse in Leviticus: "Do not turn to mediums or seek out spiritualists, for you will be defiled by them. And I am the Lord your God." Oh my God, I feel like I'm doing something wrong now.
That's so good.
So I just want to pause right there just because I was so heebie-jeebied.
You were so nervous.
Yeah. I was, just because I didn't want to go against God.
Yeah.
I didn't, because this guy wasn't real.
No, he's not. He's just a...
I kind of might have, just out of just being in the presence of someone like this. We're talking so much.
Well, listen, we could have been way worse than this. I could have
yeah.
been. It's bad. Okay.
Anyways, okay. So let's go on.
That's so crazy. Because Mormons don't do
This
that.
is. I need to get some crystals.
Smudge the room, smudge the room.
I'm not kidding. Are you ready? Okay. When did you realize that you were a medium?
It's been about almost 6 years now. They spirit themselves were bringing me all kinds of things that you could just imagine that were in any scary movie that you could ever think of. But that was just a test for me to see if I was going to move forward with this ability or not, because I've always seen spirit my entire life. I just didn't know why. But when they brought me all this, my wife had gone away on a trip for 2 weeks to see her daughter across country, and for those 2 weeks, like I said, I saw everything you could imagine ever that was in a scary movie. That was going on in my house.
Okay, so he's married?
Freddie and Jason, and
I don't know, but to me, this is my thoughts.
the Annabelle doll is hanging out. Is that what you're trying to
I
say?
don't think that's what he meant.
Yeah.
But
But he never goes into what he means, so that you can't
I
point
don't
it
wanna
down.
know. I don't
and
wanna
be
know.
like, what does that mean? No, he doesn't.
my
It's very
thoughts are
vague.
if I go on some trip and come back and my husband's seeing things, I'm gonna be like, what did you take?
Yeah. Yeah. This whole thing reads like he had one too many really bad trips.
Yeah.
And stopped being able to tell what was reality and what wasn't.
Or maybe he did do these trips and now he's like, maybe he believes it because
I'm sure he
did
does.
this. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he
and
believes
it's
it.
like, I don't want to be a full-on a-hole about this.
I'm fine with it.
But there's a point where you need to be in there. This guy was totally, but to try to just be a little bit transparent here, or not transparent, but kind of see both sides of it, the Libra in me. But, I just wonder, I don't know. You just try to get in their heads. I can't do it. This guy's too hard.
His head.
But I feel like
I
maybe
don't want to get in
this,
his head. It's it's a meth house in that head. No, thank you.
This has to be how his mushroom trips went.
Yeah.
And he just keeps continuing it on.
Yeah.
That's
a thing that can
this is-
happen.
yeah.
People who take, hallucinogenic or psychedelic drugs sometimes, and if they take them too much and don't
Yeah.
have safe practices around those situations,
I could see this being that guy.
they could continue to see things that are not there and not be able, especially if they have a history of schizophrenia and schizotypal
I wonder.
situation. It's
Yeah.
be safe out there, guys. Take your
Use
drugs responsibly.
Your mushrooms properly and
Thank
don't
you.
overdo it. Do we? I don't know. I don't. Under doctor supervision, because that's a thing.
Or at least somebody who can guide you through the trip. Come on, guys.
I don't know.
Psychedelics 101.
Something. I don't know. I don't want to be like, yeah, do it. It's fine. I'm like, don't do it. You'll start doing this. And then you can have a little side job.
A whole career of crazy.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, what the heck? What's happening? Come on. What? Oh,
Wow.
But then it was at that point, I did the thing that I think people should do, which is reach out and try to find your people, and that's what I did. I sought out a paranormal group. They came to my house. They got so scared at my house they didn't want to come back.
Sure.
What?
Sounds right.
Yeah, worse than any poltergeist movie you've ever seen.
Oh my.
Yikes.
And then I sought out other mediums, and I found 5 of them. None of them knew each other, but all 5 of them told me the same story about me. So that's when I kind of figured out this whatever was going on was real. So
You can hear in our reactions every time he says something, we both are like,
no,
oh.
you're the one who's
Wow.
like, he's
Oh, yikes.
stupid. And I'm over here like, that's so cool. Or, no, my reaction is, oh, because I'm like, that sounds terrifying.
I'm like, oh.
That's what my nightmares are made of.
Wow.
And he's trying to talk me into drinking the Kool-Aid.
You'll hear soon. And I'm like, no thanks. I don't want poltergeist. I don't even know what that is. I don't need to know.
Wow.
Because not that I never thought it was real anyway, my entire life, seeing things.
Yeah.
But I, not just seeing things, picking up on things as well. I'd be driving down the street and get a chill up my spine. I just turn around and look, and there it is. There's a graveyard right there. So,
Yeah.
So I'm sensitive to a lot of
I
things.
am. Okay.
But, yeah,
I think I do it.
I'm driving down the street in a town that I live in and know where things are. I live in this town. When I drive around and I know where I am, I tend to know where I am. I'm driving. I'm looking around. I'm driving down the street and I feel a chill and look. Oh, there's the graveyard. What? Are you kidding me?
It is what it is. That one made me giggle. I was literally like, that's out of a movie. They're cute.
but yeah, it was about almost 6 years ago that I found out that I was a medium, and then the grass has been greener ever since.
Oh,
So
I'm
scary.
glad. That's a good thing.
that's a good thing.
Who do you communicate with?
Is it?
Well, general spirit does speak to me, and what I mean by that is just people or animals, anything that has ever, everything and anything that has on this living earth, in this physical world, actually has a soul. Trees have souls, plants have souls, but
So our tree is talking to him.
I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, and
Because there are people that believe this, and I could see it being a thing.
I'm not opposed to that line of thinking that
but here-
everything on the earth has a tie to the earth, and things that are alive, and you should treat them with respect.
Yeah.
That's totally cool. I'm not opposed to it.
But sounds very Avatar of him, and I live for that. But hearing him say it's weird. It's just like, you hear someone talk and you're like, you have zero credibility anymore. So I don't know where it is. I have in my notes that he goes on and on about stuff about angels, heaven, and hell. He explains how he doesn't believe in religion or heaven and hell, and it goes long. It was really long and drawn out, so I removed it for the sake of retaining attention, and he's so annoying about it. He's like, this is what the 10%, the people want for your 10%.
Oh yeah, he strikes me as somebody who, in that segment that you're talking about, he is very, there's a lot of like anger towards religion, which, like, don't get me wrong, same.
People have it, but this guy's a lot.
It sounds to me like somebody who grew up in a religious situation and was hurt by the church, which
He
can
grew up
be
Catholic.
a lot of us.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to heal from that and move on with his life, is now just spewing, just like on and on and on, being like, at one point he's talking about,
Do you hear it in here? Did you listen to it, or do you remember? So then maybe we should just listen,
yeah, let's see if it's there.
because
beings,
oh my God, that's annoying. Come on, you can do it. Don't get stuck.
people, dogs, cats, horses, cows, fish, they communicate to me all the time. They talk to me all the time. They talk about just general stuff. Sometimes they just talk like we are talking right now. When I do a reading for someone, if someone does come in and they tell me something, then yes, I will tell them. But that's not who I generally speak to. I speak to what we refer to as archangels. They're not men with wings. They don't have wings. They don't have a shield and a sword. And when you're feeling these,
So he goes into like his spirit guides or people he's talking to is archangels in this conversation, and later he'll say he talks to dead people, and then later he'll say it's all
later
over the place.
he's talking to Jesus himself, and then later he's on the same line. It is just,
it's all over the place. So that's an
Get
interesting
ready.
thing to remember or hear him. So this next one is going to be really weird. Prepare yourself.
and when you're feeling these things, or these things are going on around us, yes, absolutely, there is negative energy
Right.
always around us all the time. Absolutely. But it's just up to you if you're just like if anyone walks up to you and tells you, hey, Aubrey, go kill somebody. But you,
No.
in your thinking mind, it says, no, thank you, I'm not going to do that. But same thing with negative energies. If one tries to influence you through meditation or while you're sleeping and it comes through the dream, again, it's up to you to decide, no, I don't want to go ahead and do that. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really make a difference. You have the thinking mind that's going to make that decision for you. And some people will go, yeah, I think I will go out and kill somebody. And they do. And then you blame it on them. But can you blame it on them?
But can you blame it on them? Can you blame it on them? He's saying you make the decision to do it. And then he says, but can you blame it on them? That's why I kept this segment in, because I was literally like, what?
He's saying...
What a weird thing to say, first
He's basically laying out that there are all kinds of forces, influences, thoughts, things around us all the time trying to influence us to do good or bad, and that we still make the decision. And then he says there are people who will say, yeah, I'm going to go kill somebody, but can you blame that on them?
Because it's the negative influences.
Because those negative you can.
It was weird. Anyways,
you can,
that was mind-blowing when I heard it. I was like, what did he just say? You guys, I'm not good with this. This is we should have just cut here.
On them meaning the negative energy or the person who did it?
Well, the person that did it.
Yeah. Totally.
Because they always just want to blame the person that did it, but they don't want to blame, well, maybe it was some other force or some other entity but again, that person has a thinking mind to make a decision for themselves that, yes, I will go, or maybe, no, I won't do that because I'm a good person.
Yeah, I have to tell myself not to kill people a lot.
It's just part of my life.
It is. It's just normal, but you just don't. And then, like, when someone does, you just feel like, well, they listened to the dark forces. The dark forces were involved.
Blame them.
I mean, maybe. Whatever.
No.
No, maybe on dark forces, not on not blaming them.
Sure.
I don't know, friends. This is where I'm like, damn. I'll tell you more later.
Okay.
So, but do I believe in demons? No, because there is no such place as hell. The only people who want you to believe there's a place called hell are the ones who want to tell you how to live your life the way they want you to live it and give them 10%.
Okay.
Because in order to be able to control you, they have to be able to punish you.
Yeah. Kathleen's
So
like,
I can't argue with that. They make up a place called hell because if they tell you enough times that if you're a bad person and if you don't do what I tell you to do, then I'm going to send you to this place. How can they send you to a place that they've never been to?
Right.
See, there's
Not
the one.
to jump back to the other question.
Hold on, sorry.
So I don't completely disagree with that statement that religious organizations sometimes are manipulating people in order to control them. That's not outside of the realm of possibility for me. What I don't understand is the statement that says, how can they send you to a place they've never been to? What? People go to places all the time that I've never been to. That doesn't mean the place doesn't exist.
Wow, I did not expect you to say that for some reason.
The law can send someone to prison. The judge maybe never has been to prison, but they still go.
That's a funny statement.
When we moved here, I sent my child to kindergarten.
I've never been there.
Go to kindergarten here.
This is funny. You crack me up.
The logic that this man has doesn't exist.
It's just he likes to toot his own horn.
Not to jump back to the other question, but you were talking about how you communicate with not only what you would maybe say archangels, but spirits of some kind, but also people who've passed on. Is that how do you see, or do they look different? How do they come to you? Are they just around you always? Do they sort of knock on the door and open it?
They're not just around me always, they're around you always. They're around everyone always.
Okay.
So no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you wake up in the morning, you do your daily routine, you shower and shave, you go to work and do your job. Maybe you're one of the people who doesn't go to do their job because they're a lazy piece of crap.
What are we talking about?
You come home. Yeah, well, I'm pretty forward. You come home and you...
That was so abrasive.
I'm pretty forward.
And he's so excited about it. This is where I wanted to be
What
like,
does this have to do with anything that I asked?
nothing, but I did want to make a comment. Y'all have heard me talk about my Grandma Elaine. This is where I was like, oh my God, it's just like talking to Grandma Elaine. Like, she says stuff and then she's like, yeah, I'm kind of an outspoken person. But the Bible says.
That's
And then-
code for I'm using this as an excuse for me to be an ass.
I guess. And so.
People who tend to do that, they're like,
Yeah.
I just tell it like it is.
Yeah.
That means I'm allowed to be a dick and no one can say boo because I'm just pretty outspoken and
Yeah.
I'm pretty forward.
Yeah. So it was kind of funny listening to this and being like, this sounds like my Grandma Elaine and like how she would talk about the Bible. And that was kind of a weird moment for me. Anyways, let's go on.
You have some dinner and you watch some TV and you hang out with your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, maybe whatever your preference is, because you're allowed to. And
Totally.
And you go to sleep at night and you wake up and do it all over again. Spirit is around you 24/7. They're always watching you, but they don't always care about what you do because, quite frankly, they don't have to do it anymore. They don't sleep, they don't eat, they don't breathe, they don't pay bills, they don't go to the bathroom, they don't take showers. They're just where they are. They just are.
So what is their purpose then? Do we have?
Well, their purpose is to those ones that are mainly around us, the earthbound ones. They just walk around and interact with each other. That's all they do.
Do they interact with us?
It's just a chill session.
They can,
Just hanging out.
because they are pure energy at that point. If on the earthbound side, if they want to come through and antagonize you, they're allowed to. Because they have not, because to stay earthbound, you're still holding on to your pain, anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, all these things you've learned here in the world.
Okay.
Yes,
So that sounds sad.
Bummer, man.
I'm like, I would like to hear him be like, to guide you.
I don't feel like that's
To
in his
help you.
in his wheelhouse there.
No. I remember recording with him and thinking, this guy does not work from light. He's just a bitter dude.
I'm still waiting for him to answer the question that I asked.
Okay, maybe he does.
He doesn't. I asked, what do they look like? And how do they come to you?
And
he
you
just
will
said,
hear it in a minute,
"That's
remember?
true."
You guys wait for that. Oh my gosh. Anyways, it's gonna be funny.
yes, all these learned feelings. In order to cross over into what we call into the light, you have to be able to let all that go. And then you just become a beautiful white light soul who loves and wants to do good things. And people who want to do good things don't throw ashtrays across the floor or move chairs.
You don't know.
The crap out of you.
You don't know my
Why
life.
do they do those things? Because in that realm where they are, a lot of them are negative energies and they need more negative energy in order to survive there. So as long as they can produce fear from you, then they can grab that energy from you and continue on being that negative energy over there. But not
I don't know how I feel about him. Okay. Sounds like something you read from a scary movie. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So tell us again for our listeners, because when we spoke before, we weren't recording. But when
No,
we
we
spoke
weren't.
before,
too bad, huh?
you told us.
Too bad, huh?
You told us how many times we had each been here, rather. So tell us again. That way, our listeners can understand.
Aubrey, 27, you've been here 28.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do want to say, I edited this
Yeah.
because there is like a long span of silence and he's just sitting there and we're watching and it's so awkward. But anyways, he's just sitting there
There's
and he's
a
like,
lot of long
he's like,
pauses.
and then he'll like touch his head.
Pretending to talk to Jesus or a spirit
Well,
or a ghost or an
His
entity.
archangels, and then he's like, he's literally having weird conversations.
Like mumbling and looking around and then going like, oh, okay.
So you'll hear, I do put it in here when
Yeah.
we do the reading.
Yeah.
Just little bits of like the weird stuff, but there are such long pauses, but for the sake of time and
To
just.
the point where we start like whispering to each other in between them. Yeah. Like we're having full conversations while he's doing his shit. It's crazy.
It's so funny.
Crazy.
It's so funny. Okay, ready?
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Oh wait, so he just said that you've been on Earth 27 different times, reincarnated, and I've done it 28.
Yeah, this is gonna get. But this is where it starts getting mean to Kathleen.
Sorry.
Okay, so with that being said, that's cool, by the way.
Is it?
Maybe
I
not.
don't think so.
I just
I
think
don't think it's cool at all, because what that means to me is you've had to come back here. You're on number 27 and you're on number 28. You've been here that many times because you didn't fulfill your purpose.
no, man, I got a lot to do.
You don't want to do that. You want to fulfill your purpose. So the goal is to not have to come back.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Maybe I just really dig it here.
I'm like,
You might, but
let's
I
be
mean,
funny
you know,
for a minute and just
But
be
do
like,
you always dig it?
I mean, like, this world is not the best. I'm not gonna lie. Being
Yeah.
human is not easy. There's some things that I'm
Right.
like, I could totally go without having to deal with the pain that we are dealing with.
Absolutely right.
But
Absolutely.
there's so much joy with
There is.
a lot of things, and maybe there's something that I'm supposed to be doing in next further generations out that I need to do that I can't do right now because there's not flying cars.
Yeah, I fully believe if I'm coming back, if reincarnation is a thing, it's not because I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, that's his
I also
thoughts.
don't think it's real, so I don't give a shit. But that's,
But you know me,
but
I'm
it's-
rainbow and sunshine.
But honestly, I think the same thing. I think people, in general, religions and people who have the philosophy of reincarnation, it's not because that's their version of hell.
Yeah.
It's more of that's just how it works. You come back around and you do it again, and you learn more, and you do more, and you serve more, and you get to enjoy the great things more.
Yeah.
It's not like, well,
Yeah.
you're being punished. Go back
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. All right.
And this is of your choosing too. Each of you chose to be in this body, in this life, in this lifetime as well. Your soul chose it. It's just hard to understand because we are not. Some of us are in connection with our souls, but not as connected as we could be.
So, I'm just trying to ask another question.
Like you chose to become into this body who's an atheist.
Except
I wasn't when I was born.
that's not how that works.
Yeah,
I became this now later, yeah.
You know what else you weren't when you were born? A lot of things.
Yeah.
But then you learned how to do those things in this world, and they were taught to you by the world. You were taught pain, anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, anguish. When you were 2 years old, did you have any guilt of anything? No.
If I were to have, before I was born, chosen, I would have been choosing to be born into a very devout religious person,
Yeah.
not an atheist. It took me 30 years to become an atheist. So what? You chose to be born into this body who's an atheist. Except that's not how, okay.
And some people's bodies change, you know what I mean?
You think I was born an atheist? I mean, sure, some people are, I guess. I don't
think
know.
we're constantly evolving even as like who we are. So you
Like
can't
I
just
slid out at the hospital and they put a stamp on my head that said, no religion for this one. Pink. What? Sorry. I'm just like...
he's nuts. And okay, so I wanted to say like I said, it sounds like my grandma Elaine. It sounds like a lot of religious people that I know that just start spewing stuff that they think they know
Yes.
about God.
Yes.
And
Feels
it's,
right to them, sounds right to them, reminds them of something they read or heard sometime, someplace in their life. So they're like, yeah, this is right. This is it.
And that's where it's like it gets so messy and gross. And I've been listening to this. I've been working on this freaking episode
Yes.
for way too long.
She edited down the 2.5 hours to fit into these little blippets.
There were moments where I was having the best time because,
Yes.
and you'll hear a lot of the things, but it's like moments like this where I'm just sitting here like, why? This feels too familiar and in
Yeah.
the grossest way, with people that I love and people that I don't talk to anymore even, but I don't hear it as much anymore from my like friends and stuff that are Christians. I don't hear it in them, but I hear it in the like old school teaching style Christians, and it's kind of messed with my head. It's like this is where okay, go ahead. I'm just gonna not. We're gonna listen.
So what is heaven to you?
Heaven
This is my favorite part. That's not true.
is a place. I see it all the time. Heaven is a place where there's no pain, there's no anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, anguish, none of that stuff. Everyone loves each other, everyone cares about each other, but it doesn't mean you have to spend every waking moment or you being there hanging out with everyone, because you don't have to if you don't want to.
Sure.
My sister-in-law asked me one time, she said, because both her parents had passed away, and she said, is my mom and dad together? And one particular, because she had a mom and dad, and then she had a stepdad, and she wanted to know if her stepdad and mom were together, because that's who she liked them being together the most.
Right.
And I said no, actually, she's actually with her first husband, and she said, but I don't like that. I don't like him. And I told her, that doesn't matter. It's not up to you. It's up to them.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's a wonderful place to see. I don't see anybody walking up and holding each other and hugging each other. I see them bowing to each other. It's pretty neat. I see them wearing unusual clothes, like Elizabethan type clothes, that type of thing.
You guys,
So you're telling me that of every culture all through time on the planet, every country, every style of clothing, the one that Jesus and God said that's it was
the one.
Elizabethan England. So you're telling me
Tell
we're
us
talking
what
like
it looks like.
the legends, right? So like the legends who are at Moses. Moses gets up every day in heaven and he puts on his heels and tights and a cod piece and the big giant ruffle and feathers everywhere. That's
so
the
weird.
one. Elizabethan, where the women plucked their head, they plucked their hair all the way back to the middle of their head, and they used to glue mice fur so that they had big bushy eyebrows. What?
and they would.
Yes.
I'm pointing downstairs. I'll leave it at that. If you
Uh-huh.
don't know, Google's good. So I was almost
That's-
not going to put this clip in. Remember?
Gold.
I was
Just
editing.
gold.
I was editing and was like, I don't know if I want to keep this in. Listen to this. And I send it to Kathleen. And she's like, if you don't leave that in, it's not worth.
That's hilarious. What are we talking about?
You should have saw her reaction listening to it over again. She's like, I forgot about that. And she was like, I remember hearing that thinking, what in God's name?
Oh my God. I love it. I love it so hard. I cannot wait to go to heaven to put on my 18 levels of
Petticoat.
chemises. What are we talking
It's
about?
Bridgerton, friend. Is it Bridgerton
No,
style?
that's
It's even worse.
Even worse.
I don't know.
Even
Anyway.
worse. Think of Queen Elizabeth, Henry VIII.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'm
The
like,
big cuffs that they would put, that starch,
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
collar that goes up
Yeah.
literally this high.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
And the white makeup that would eat your skin away made of lead. Uh-huh.
Cute.
That's what Jesus loves the best. Okay.
So he's going to say some more about this, and it's very contradictory to everything he ever says. Like, you just hear, it's like listening to an old preacher.
Some of the people there who walk around I've seen, they literally look like cartoons.
Which
It's
is
very
weird.
Strange to see, but that's just what they look like, where they come from. The one
That was weird to me. That was weird. Oh my God. That was weird to me because he goes from Elizabethan to cartoon characters.
Betty
it's
Boop.
just all over the place.
And Popeye next to Queen Elizabeth. What are we talking
I don't know. I don't see dead people, so whatever.
The ones who cross over into the light
You should. He says you
see
do.
me more as me. The ones who have not crossed over into the light don't see me like you see me. To them, I look like a ball of light. So much so, when they see you, when Spirit sees you, they see your body frame, and then they see a light inside of you. And that light inside of you is your soul. With me, it's different because of who I am and what I am to them. All they see is
Oh my God, you guys. This is where it gets really weird.
He's not like the other girls. He's different.
Brace yourselves. This is where I was like, wait.
All they see is I look like a light bulb, just this, not even in figure form, just a massive glob of light. And they literally walk up to me, and because they don't understand what I am, they come up to me, they touch me, they pinch me, they poke me. Can you imagine that all day long? Because
Yes, I
happens to
can.
me all
I've
over
had
my
children.
body. It just, I feel these little buzzes. And now it's different from when I get touched for answers by archangels on my forehead and on my head.
He's touched by an angel.
And different parts of my face. But
When you walk down the road,
Get a
if
flashlight,
you know,
shine it on the back of your head, get some wind blowing in your face.
that was a good show.
Oh, I loved that show.
Oh my gosh.
I loved it. It probably still holds up.
We should try to find some episodes.
should.
I
It's
saw
on
some at
YouTube.
Goodwill. Oh, okay, but they're probably long gone.
But on DVD.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. Ready?
on different parts of my face. But the other touches, I know that I can feel. I can tell the difference of what is what.
Interesting. Interesting.
Interesting.
So can you tell when people die? Can you look at a person and know when they're going to die?
Yes.
I wish we had asked him when we were gonna die.
That's crazy.
No, no.
Why? 'Cause
no,
he's real?
No.
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 I wish.
Yeah, you. Okay. Just out of being superstitious, I don't
Yeah.
want to, but I would have loved for him to tell you when you were gonna die.
I bet you it would have been like
Tomorrow.
this year. Because he does not like me at all.
And he's gonna be like, "You're gonna get this happen to you, and it's gonna be disturbing." Anyways, jeez, yeah, we talk more about this later.
That's crazy.
Tell me. I don't want to know.
No,
That has to do with who I am. Not everybody can do that.
here we go.
Why can you do that?
Not a lot of other mediums can't do that either. It just has to do with who and what I am.
He's so special.
So you've been here, 27, 28 times. My soul has been here over 23,000. It's 23,999 times. And the reason mine keeps
Oh
coming back-
yeah. Let's talk about that. Go ahead. I know what you're
So
gonna
it's
say.
bad if I've been here 28, but you've been here 30,000 and you're the cool one and I'm still the bad one? I'm
yeah.
sorry.
But okay, he's gonna tell us why, and then I'm gonna be like, I have a thing to say about this.
And the reason mine keeps coming back is because you leave here, your soul leaves here and goes home to heaven, and then you just come back. My soul never leaves. It leaves one body and comes right into the next one when it's being born. And the reason being for that is when you do pass away, you stand up out of your body, you look down, you say, I guess I don't need that anymore. You take a step to the left, you look to the light, a light turns on. That's your personal light. If you cross over, it turns off. If you don't cross over, it turns off, and then you remain here as an earthbound spirit.
What?
Okay.
I feel like I need a diagram.
But wait, there's more.
Interesting. So, we have a shining question for you.
Wait.
I love shining questions.
How do you feel about skeptics? People who don't.
But did I not put it in here? Did you hear him talk about he's the only way?
I think it's later.
Okay.
I feel like it might be later.
I'm sorry.
Because I remember
guys.
listening
Yeah.
to it, but I'm not.
You do remember? Okay, because I was scared I would forget to put something in.
Interesting. So, we have a shining question for you.
I love shining questions.
How do you feel about skeptics? People who don't believe it at all.
People don't believe a lot of things.
Wow, what a nice answer to that. Sorry, go ahead.
So, how do
I
you...
I'm not here to change their minds. I'm just here to open their minds. I'm here to make them think about things a little bit more than just saying no, 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 no to everything.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
Shut up, Aubrey.
Yeah. I mean, and it's up to you. You have to make up your mind and do what's best for you. And if you don't believe in it, then that's no problem. I will move on to the next person who does, who I can help. Because if you don't believe in me or believe in anything else, I can't help you, and no one can help you with anything.
Yeah.
So,
But I can tell you one thing: when you die, you'll believe them.
yeah, like when
Maybe.
we die, we'll figure it out then for
Well,
sure.
You've been back here 28 times, so obviously you haven't learned it yet. You will.
What a
First of all, the reason I don't believe in religion is not because I didn't think about it. It's because I started thinking about it, you dumb.
I said this moment, I wish I was ballsy enough to be mean to him. I wanted to believe him, and I was hoping the pineapple word would be said.
Yep.
And I wanted to be the nice podcaster that had him on our show and give him respect in that manner. Later that night, I was like, that man was full of it. Listening back, I'm like, oh my gosh. It's so freaking clear. I was drinking the Kool-Aid, guys. You hearing me being like, what the heck? But this whole time I'm like, wow. But I did not believe what he's about to say, or the light thing was kind of like, it felt a little bit much. So let's listen.
Yeah, he's not the suffering Jesus that they want you to think about. They want you to think about that so they can have power and control of you.
Okay.
Religions wants to have power and control of you, and government, but it's mostly religion. They taught government how to be what they are.
Okay,
not-
boomer.
That's not real. Government has been far long. Well,
I mean, just little snide comments make me feel like he ages himself so perfectly.
But he's not suffering. His hair is not as long as they make it out to be. It's actually kind of shoulder length. It's brown hair. He has a more of a tan-looking complexion. Every time I've seen him, he's wearing this long white robe.
so he's not
But
wearing
again,
the
when they are
tights.
pure energy, they can manipulate themselves to look whatever they want for you. But I've seen God twice too, and
Why?
and the 2 times I've seen him, he does not.
Wait, sorry. Go ahead.
Why don't Jesus and God wear Elizabethan outfits? Where's Jesus' codpiece?
Sounds
But I've seen God twice too, and the 2 times I've seen him, he does not look like. The second time, he doesn't look like what you would think he would look like. The first time I saw him, he looked like the Greek god Zeus. He had big muscles, but he had this long, flowing gray hair. But he had
Muscles,
crow's
huh?
feet. He was very handsome.
But he had crow's
The
feet.
second time,
That's. You said he had crow's feet. I'm like, can you not be any more predictable here?
Right?
Like, get creative. If you're gonna lie, make it good.
Right?
This is so silly. You're living a lie, man. Like, if I'm gonna be talking about God, I'm gonna be like, yeah, he doesn't look like you think he does.
He doesn't look like you think he does as a guy in a white robe with
He's chiseled.
with long white hair. That's how everyone imagines God. Are you nuts?
He looks like Ariel's dad.
That's what made me laugh too when he was talking about Jesus. He was like, he looks very different. He's got shoulder length brown hair. And I'm like, yeah, that's what every picture you've ever seen of Jesus.
Yeah.
He has shoulder length brown hair. None of this is new or exciting.
Yeah. Anyways.
the second time I saw him, completely genderless. It was just a round head, 2 eyes, small little nose, and a little mouth. But when I see spirit, they're always at a distance from me. He is the only one who can be up this close to me. And when he's up that close to you, you know who the hell it is.
How are they poking him? They're constantly touching him and coming up to him and poking him. How are they at a distance? I don't understand.
Something we'll never understand.
Stretch Armstrong.
Like Elastigirl.
6 miles away, like, boo! What?
Yeah. All right, I have to pee.
Okay. Oh no.
Where? And if you look, looks like I have nipples right
It's like the buttons or like the pockets or
zipper.
something.
It's the zipper.
That's hilarious.
Outfit change.
You're gonna come back. The video's gonna cut, and you're gonna come back
different outfit.
in a completely different outfit.
It's fine. We'll explain. I'll put little snippets of this. Okay, ready?
Yes.
So you've kind of already answered this question here and there, but we
There's no
ask
thing as
it.
witches either.
Well,
Okay.
okay. I can't.
I don't know if you could hear that on the other end. He says that witches aren't real.
There's no thing as witches either. Like
Okay, here we go.
randomly.
Like this.
Well,
Okay.
okay. I can't argue with you. I don't know.
Witchcraft is bullshit. It's not. Witches were people just like me who were able to communicate with spirit, but they also used potions and stuff like that. They were more or less the unconfirmed doctor.
Way to step on some toes.
First of all, if he's talking historically, that is not necessarily accurate.
And you, I think, correct it, but
Second of all,
Yeah.
he just said witches aren't real, and then explains how witches were real.
okay, cool. Way to go, guy.
Okie dokie.
So you've sort of answered this question, but we ask it to everybody who comes on our show.
It's just what we do.
Yeah. Where do you think we go when we die?
That is your choice.
Okay.
There's two places to go, but it's your choice. So again, the people who want to control you, tell you how to live your life the way they want you to live it and give them 10%, they're going to tell you that you're going to go to one place if you do what we tell you to do, if you follow us, if you stand behind us, because they don't want you to stand in front of them because they're the ones who are in control, if you stand behind us. And they're going to tell you, you can go to that place if you give us 10%. If you do, if. No.
No.
Okay.
You go there because you make a choice. You see that light and you go, I'm going to go in. Or you're one of those people who goes, you know, I think if I go there, because the world's been telling me forever, you even feel this that when you die, that I'm a bad person, that I'm going to go to hell, I'm going to go to purgatory or something like that. I don't want to go there. I'm not going in that light. And then the light turns off and then you remain here and you walk around.
Alright, dude. That's so weird. Alright, he's about to talk to us he's about to do our reading. So, this is where I get annoyed with myself listening to him talk, because I am totally drinking the Kool-Aid. And it's not good Kool-Aid. So. Okay. Kathleen.
Yes.
Present day Kathleen. The whole time, past Kathleen and present day Kathleen are on the same page.
100%.
And I'm just thinking, like, what are you thinking while you're listening to him? Because the whole time I'm listening to him, I'm like, this could be real.
No. The exact thing that
But,
I'm
like,
thinking
you know it's bull honky.
now is the exact thing I'm thinking then. I'm just really good. I've gotten...
How did you feel about me believing it, though?
I wasn't about to tell you it wasn't, because that's
No,
mean.
you were telling me it wasn't, and it was fine.
That's true. But...
But it's like, how can you sit next to your friend?
Listen.
No, not that I'm thinking it's an issue.
No.
But I'm like, you're so nice to let
Listen.
me have my little minute.
One of the things that you cut out at the beginning was you talking about why you were hoping
Yeah.
this was real.
Yeah.
And that
It
was
was-
that you had once had a dream after your sister Ashley passed away. You had a dream where she visited you and said,
Yeah.
I'm okay. And it was a very impactful and touching and important
Yeah.
moment for you. And so you were hoping the whole time. I don't think it's more of, I think this is real. I think it's more of, I really hope this is real.
Yeah.
Because the idea of having another experience like that is such a lovely experience, such a lovely
Yeah.
idea. I think that's where it was coming from. And so I'm not about to be like, I mean, I did be like, he's full of it. But I'm not going to like stomp on him in front of you because then, you know what I mean? Like I didn't,
Yeah. You were not at all looking at me like, Aubrey, come on. You can't believe this, right? You were not at all like that. And I was literally like, because I feel like if it was the other way around with my type of personality and it was you and I would have looked at you and maybe I would have been thoughtful and been like,
You would have
no. But at the same time, I'm like, I want to look at you and be like,
how you doing over there?
let's level together and figure this out so
Well,
that you can't go on living this weird ass idea.
Well, and I also knew that as soon as the dust settled, you were going to be like, yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't it.
Oh, look
that
at
wasn't
me
it.
now.
Because it may have gotten cut out. I don't know if it
There's
has or
a
not.
lot.
But at one point, he's talking about he's the light, right?
Oh, right.
He goes on to say in that moment that every soul on this planet has to go through him to get to God.
Like, for real. Like, through the light of his being is...
He claims to be more important to the salvation of humanity than Jesus.
It was wild. And I don't know where that is. And hopefully it's here. But if it's not, I'm so sad.
Yeah. Basically, as the more he talked, the more I knew that you weren't going to be actually drinking the Kool-Aid. You were holding the cup and looking at it and going like, this smells poison.
Well, I was drinking it, and I was like, is this tasting
wait and
weird?
see. Yeah.
As the day went on.
Yeah. The more you drank, the worse you felt. Which is how cyanide works.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm. Well, with all that being said, should we get to the actual reading itself?
Yeah. So with a reading, the way that it works for me is you have to ask me direct questions.
Okay.
So because I'm not psychic, I don't just go. I mean, I do get some psychic messages when I'm around people, and I have to actually be around them for that. And I'll get a message here and there. They may tell me something, but if you ask me a question, a direct question, they will give me an answer, and I will give it to you. And so that you know, this is not my answer.
Okay.
I'm not telling you something from my own experience or anything like that. They give me an answer, they put it into my mind.
Okay, cool.
He's pushing the blame off of himself, so whatever he's about to say, we can't be like, you said this, and he can't. He then can't be like, no.
Yeah. So I wrote down in my notes, the next clip is neither here nor there, but I put it in for comedic relief.
I know the last time you guys we talked about this, I told you I get like they put messages in my mind, and my own thoughts are not even mine anymore. Mm-hmm. And the last time I talked to you, I think I said it was 20% me and 80% them, and that changed like 3 weeks ago. Now it's like 85% them and 15% me now.
Cool.
Things are changing.
Cool there,
so
Betty.
It's so funny. I was like listening to that, and I was like...
What?
Okay, cool. Thanks for that.
Jot that down.
So, what kind of questions do they need to be? Yes or no? Do they need to be?
Oh no, that could be
very
anything.
Specific or not very specific.
Okay. So, what do we need to do to prepare for the reading?
Be as honest as you want, and be as honest as you can. Because if you ask me a question that's a manipulative question, that's not an actual truthful question, I'm going to know. Do you want me to call you out here on your own program?
Well,
except that he doesn't. Except that's not how that worked. Because at one point, you did ask a question that was...
You're going to see what's about to happen, and
he has no clue.
Mind-blowing.
No clue.
And at that moment, I didn't realize, but I was like listening to it. I'm like, he's talking to Kathleen. He's like, I'm going to call you out on your show.
Yeah.
Holy balls. Way to try to be aggressive about it, weirdo. Like, trying to
like
evoke,
to see you try.
I think he was trying to evoke fear.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool.
The whole time, I do have some, like, some comments throughout of just, like, again, this is audio. You can't see his face, but we could at the time. And there are multiple times where his face is fun and directed to me. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Do you do anything to prepare?
Oh, so do I sit here and do this? No, I don't do that bullshit. Come on. I'm connected all.
So I asked that question because I started doubting. Because I was like, he doesn't talk like with light. Like, you hear certain people that are connected to the other side, and so much of him is coming through. It's more like 20% is the other side. Not that this is real, but and 80% is him. Like, well, now that it's 15%, no, it's stayed at 20.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Well, and when we talked to Candace, who's a mystic, and she does readings like this, she does do something to prepare. That's why we thought of that question. She said, yes, I try to be mindful of what we're talking about. I try to take deep, calming breaths to prepare my own self and prepare the space. Yeah. And, you know, whether she is or isn't actually speaking to someone on the other side, that's up for anybody to interpret for themselves.
Yeah.
But she's actually trying.
Yeah, like
And
she's
to sit there
praying
Yeah.
for those to like for it to not be her and it to be them. And I'm like, whatever.
For him
like,
to-
to me, that was so believable, and I
Yeah.
still believe it.
Well, and even for him to on that mentality
It's
is
so dark.
rude.
It's dark
It's
and
just
yucky.
gross. Like,
Yeah.
If
Who-
I
what do
believed,
you-
yeah.
what do you care if someone does a little meditation or some deep thinking or breathing?
Or add the
beforehand?
elements of earth. You know what I mean?
Or whatever. Like,
It was weird. And
don't be gross.
That's when I was like, this was what I kept thinking about is like, think of dark and light forces and whatever. And I was like, he does not come from light.
I think it comes from Crazy Town.
Yeah, he comes from bad shrooms.
He comes from a really
He didn't get the
solid 3-week-long Jade Festival where he's been doing a
Something.
little too much peyote.
Let's listen more.
As we have a question for you together for the reading. So we were in a car accident a few weeks ago. A very serious, very bad car accident that could
You're
have
still here.
Sorry, what? Yeah, we're still here.
You're still here.
It could have ended
We
in
know.
multiple different ways, and
It could have, but it didn't.
we
Yeah, we know.
walked away, and it was a really cool thing
we
to
get
walk
it.
away with or from. So my question is, because I believe everything happens for a reason, is what were we needing to take away from that?
Cut your expectations in half, and life won't be so hard.
Okay. I wrote down in my notes that there was a really long answer. I mean, it was long. And it had nothing to do with, like, the wreck, but he was trying to make it, like, deep and psychic, like.
Yeah.
So I wrote down, he said Kathleen is rushing everywhere she goes, and she needs to slow down.
If anyone actually knows me, that's absolutely incorrect.
And
Like the fact. What?
and then he just kept
I'm-
generalizing.
I'm a sloth. Man, I nap all the time. I'm not a rushy person. I don't
Yeah.
understand. He goes on. Yeah.
And then I gave this little snippet of his answer is the little part we heard, which is this.
He goes on a little bit more too.
Cut
Does
your
he?
expectations
Yeah.
in half, and life won't be so hard.
What?
I don't feel like it's hard. So I wonder. I'm not meaning
confused.
like I'm not combating against it. I'm
No.
just
Trying to understand.
yeah. So don't think
You're
we're
trying to get through life too quick.
What does
Okay.
that mean? I don't understand what
You
that
mean
means.
it means you're trying to get to oh, I got to do this because I got to get this result. I got to get there so I can get this result. You don't have to get there so quickly.
Okay.
They want you to ease back.
If I
we'll
ease
try.
back anymore, I'll be
You're
dead.
still going to get through life.
I'm going to take notes.
You just don't need to do it as quickly as you think you need to.
You're so cute. She's taking notes. Okay.
It was.
He goes on more too,
Yeah.
but it
Here.
It's kind of like it's more the answer you got is a big picture thing.
Another question.
It's kind
So
of like
it was disappointing, and it was also pointing blame on you for
he
the
goes
wreck.
on to say that it was
Does
my
he?
doing. He
Does-
says
Is it in here?
it was, yeah. Unless you
Sorry,
change
I
it.
forgot what's.
Yeah.
Okay, let's listen.
Another question. Did any supernatural forces help us from like having a
No.
worse accident?
What a
I'm also not surprised.
no.
All right. She's like, we
No,
are
because
not tipping over.
because of the situation you got into was actually your own doing.
Kind of, but we were just got in the car.
Someone ran us off the road.
Right, your own doing.
And see, he's trying
so
to.
I want to go into a question.
So he says the situation you got into was your own doing. I was the one driving. He's trying to imply that I was speeding too fast and that's why we got in a wreck. I wasn't speeding. Someone ran us off the road. And so we go on to say like, not really. Somebody else caused the accident. The only thing we did to cause the accident was to get in a car.
We avoided
Yeah, we avoided a
an
worse
accident,
accident.
and then in return we got into an accident.
Like,
she just avoided being swerved into.
And so then when we say, like, I mean, the only thing we did that could have been considered our fault was getting in the car, and he's going,
Yeah.
see, I was right. Yeah,
It was dumb.
your own doing.
And this is Yeah.
And that's how
He
he does.
was blaming Kathleen, and there was so much more that I took out.
And the face, again, going back to his facial expressions, I remember, was not, it was an aggressive type of look. He was trying to put blame on me as an atheist or something.
No, just because, maybe at the end of the day.
knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Anyways. Okay, here we go. This is going to be, this is cute. I'm excited for this one. This was the only answer I liked.
So I want to go into a question about Kathleen and I. So I want to go into a question about Kathleen and I. Have we known each other before this lifetime?
Yeah.
He's muttering to himself.
So I'm going to put this in terms that people screw this up all the time. You ever heard the term? They like to use this new one now, twin flame. That's just a bullshit answer. That's just the new way of calling it. But we hear. Yeah, it's
flames.
Yeah, your soulmate.
You go into like full Care Bear mode.
I did, and he's all calling it like bullshit.
It's such bullshit. You're like, yay! I love the idea. It sounds so good. Like rainbows and sunshine
Popping
shooting
out
from
of my
your
eyes.
eyeballs.
And I heard nothing after that, just that we were meant to be. But he did keep saying, like, we worked really well together, and we should do everything together, and that's cute. I mean, he does say, I think we have it on here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
Well, what that means is not because of your reaction there. The reaction you're giving me right now is because of what you've learned throughout your life.
I don't even know what it is. I just know it sounds great.
What having a soulmate is someone you worked well with back home, because this is not home, and now you're both here at the same time again, and you meet up again.
Sweet.
I love that
all.
so much.
But a soulmate can also be a dog, a cat, a horse, a cow. It could be your mom, could be your best friend, your guys, friends. Yeah.
So this next question, I think I was really like drinking the Kool-Aid and thinking he wouldn't know the answer. It's kind of funny to listen to what he says and like kind of gets it where he doesn't fully put himself in a box.
I have a couple of comments because he does multiple times. But you give him the info to get him out of it without realizing it.
Yeah, I'll listen to this.
Am I going to have any more children?
Well, I'm just asking how many.
I'm like excited.
This is him.
He's content writing. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
So he's like...
He's mumbling. He's looking around the room.
He's pausing for so long.
He's
It's a
touching
long-
himself and going,
And that part of that was us whispering while he was thinking.
okay. He's doing all that kind of stuff, and we're like,
And then he'll say something, and then I'd be like,
yeah.
One. Now you're asking, why was I taking so long? Yeah.
That's not what I was asking.
What it's going to be.
Oh, no. I mean, sure. Sure.
Girl.
Girl? Dang it. I swear I'm kidding. Okay. How's that going to go about?
It's not actually going to be yours.
Yeah, I figured.
and that's...
So-
you think I gave him that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because number one, he says, I'm just asking how many. He doesn't realize that you cannot physically have children. If he was a psychic, he should know that. But he doesn't. So he immediately thinks, yes, I'm going to find out how many. And then when we react to, wow, you're going to have more kids, it's a miracle. His thought, because again, he doesn't know this information, is not, how is that going to happen? It's, is it a girl or a boy? And you're like, oh, I didn't even think of that. And so he gets that and goes, oh, there's something else happening. And then you go, how's that kind of come about? Which gives him the information that his perception already is wrong and he needs to backtrack. So then he does. And he does that multiple times in this whole segment.
Okay.
Where you react in such a way that it gives him the answer that he's made a mistake. And then he has to distract from the mistake and give more information that makes it a little more vague. Instead of, yes, you're going to have one daughter, it's, oh, you're going to find a child who...
Hold on. Don't tell him what he says. It's kind of funny.
Some Oliver Twist orphan showing up.
I love your input, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I figured.
It's someone you're eventually going to mentor her, and you're going to feel as though like she's your daughter.
Okay. Yeah, because I can't have kids right now.
No.
Or ever.
I didn't always feel like I was going to
know.
have another child. I just
Yeah, but it's not. That's why I said it's not going to be yours per se.
Totally.
But you will feel as though she is like your child because you're going to mentor her.
Yeah, okay. I always thought it was going to be a boy, but but girl sounds so much more like something I could do out of mentorship and stuff. But no, I feel like I've always felt this way that I was supposed to have a fourth child, but I didn't want to have a fourth child from my body. At all. Like, we're done.
Right.
And to have a baby sounds like a terrible idea. So, I mean, if I have another baby, that would be interesting. I don't know that that's something I look for, and I don't know.
It's going to be, the mentorship's going to be business related too.
What's that mean?
I can see what you're talking about where I gave it to him because then he starts telling us how old she is.
Sounds to me, it means like you're a good person.
Hey.
So,
Well, thank you.
it's a girl, and then I'm going to mentor, and it's going to be a business. What? What'd you say?
In a business sense, you're going to mentor. You're going to. You
Gross.
are. Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
I got touched way up. You are business savvy.
Ooh.
You have a mind. You have a mind for it.
Thank you. Okay.
Well,
there you go.
Wait, go on for just a second.
This is whoa to get to me.
the person who answered me that is Big J.
As in Jesus. So he says, first of all, again, he says it's going to be business related. And you immediately react by going, wait, what? What does that mean? Because you don't have a business.
I don't.
You are not a businesswoman.
I mean, this is a business,
This is
but
a business, but like, you know. And so then he realizes, oh, I've made another mistake.
whoa.
And so instead of going...
Oh my God, Kathleen, you're so good at this.
And so then he distracts, he pauses, and he does a lot of throat clearing to give himself a little bit of time to come up with something.
That's the demons coming from him.
And then he says, oh, and he doesn't ever answer the question of what business, what are you talking about? He then goes on to distract you by saying it's by Jesus himself, and you immediately forget about the business part.
Yeah.
You immediately are like,
You're right.
okay, cool, move on. Let's talk about Jesus.
Damn.
He
Damn
knows
it.
what he's doing, but he has figured out that you're the one who is possibly believing this, and he is using what he can glean from your interactions with him to manipulate the conversation to make himself seem legit, which is a very common tactic amongst people who do this.
Yeah, you're right. He's doing it. Way to explain it. So if you guys ever see a psychic and you just, I don't know. I don't know.
Jesus?
He's like, Big J. And then I said,
Big J.
Jesus? Is that you?
Oh. Hi, Jesus. It's me.
We're not thinking about business anymore.
I'm so excited.
Oh, you're right.
Can I ask, when I'm going to meet her?
In 3 years.
Sorry.
Throw a number out there, why not?
Okay. Do we know her name?
So, are there any?
Her name was Alyssa. I took all this out. I'm going to fill in what he says. Her name was Alyssa. She's 16. She'll be 16 when I meet her. Make sure to teach her spot on, no BS. She wants a career, no babies. she's blonde, I'll recognize her.
Sure.
So it's gonna be in 2 years. So
Listen,
If
you throw
that-
enough shit at a wall, something's gonna stick. So in 3 years, if you meet a blonde girl named Alyssa who's looking for a business mentor who wants no children,
well, I don't have.
Then
Maybe I'll have
maybe.
a business by then.
but chances are, probably
I'm
not.
just saying this is like the pineapple thing. Mm-hmm. In 3 years or 2 years, we'll be like, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Why?
shocker.
Even like a part of me is like, it's gonna be crazy if it happens. And then I asked if Frank was gonna be on board, and he said yeah.
Well, and once again, we have told him before that you work with the teenager youth ministry at church.
Oh wow, I forgot about that. It's fine.
He already knows that you work with
Yeah.
teenagers at church. So the idea that you're going to meet a teenager is not that far fetched.
Yeah, we'll see. Alyssa with an E, not an A. We'll let you know in 2 years.
So, are there any family members who have passed on who are with us? Either one of
This one's very interesting, by the way.
us.
Actually, no.
What a letdown.
But Aubrey,
Like,
He immediately
Aubrey-
contradicts himself later, though.
yeah, it's a shame.
Who are with us?
Sorry.
Either one of us.
actually, no. But Aubrey has somebody with her that's of a higher source, and she knows why.
Ooh. Does she?
You're like, I don't know.
I might. I'm not saying I don't.
She knows why. We talked about it already once before.
Okay.
She just hasn't. She hasn't decided to use her abilities yet.
You can hear me like take a deep breath, and I said, okay. Because, and you said he was like flirting with me.
Yes.
This is where it gets started.
Yes.
We've like behind the scenes, we talked about how he
Yes.
starts getting flirty. This is where it starts.
He
And
wants to be your Sith Lord. He wants to be the higher power that you're turning to, going, Master, teach me the ways of
Yeah.
the Force.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's something.
Gross.
And you can hear it when I say like, okay, like I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I was very uncomfortable, and I was like, here we go. This is going to get awkward.
Which it's
Because-
not as it's the flirtatiousness isn't as apparent in this audio as it was when we had the call beforehand.
Yeah.
He
really.
was downright. Do you remember? He was downright inappropriate.
Oh, making comments, like
Lots
super inappropriate comments. And
Very much so, to the point where we had to say, "You need to stop. That's inappropriate. We don't appreciate it."
yeah. Anyways.
It was bad.
There's also some jokes that I had to take out because they were super inappropriate. But then there's an outtake that I did put one in, and I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyways, here you go.
I just don't know
But
how to
they're
go
asking-
about that. That's
But they're asking her to. They want her to.
So the person that's with her, you said it's a higher power. Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's not exactly a person.
Oh, okay.
well.
It's not a person. People.
So
It's a what we would call an archangel.
Okay.
You only have this. So not everybody has angels with them. You only have angels with you because there's a specific task that God wants you to do.
Okay.
Otherwise, you would just have what we call spirit guides, and everybody has spirit guides. You both have spirit guides, and they help you with your daily decisions. Everything you do when you wake up in the morning and you decide, oh, I'm going to go to the mall today, that's your spirit guide telling you to do that. So because there's people you need to meet that you would meet that day, and experiences that you would have that day, that would help you to learn on your path to fulfilling your purpose. Just Aubrey has something else, and she knows it, but she hasn't made that choice to
like, how do you make a choice? Like, what choice is there to be made? I don't understand.
the choice like for me was to either follow through with it or to let it go away, and it would eventually fade away, and I wouldn't have the abilities that I have now. I wouldn't see everything that I see now. It would all fade away. I wouldn't be able to help the people that I've helped throughout these 6 years that I've been doing this.
Oh no, dude.
So, I don't know, dude, is what I said. I said my thoughts on this are so mixed. I do feel like I have a higher being with me and guiding me, and I also feel that he's trying to butter me up to make me feel some kind of way. I do feel like I have a higher being, and that's me being spiritual, and that could be just God, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And then, I don't know, I think that if I wanted to dip my toes into the psychic belief system, it would be like I could feel like I do have some kind of a gift. Do I feel like I'm psychic? No. But I feel like I have intuitive stuff that ends up working out. I feel like God's with me. I feel like there's like angels, blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. I dig it. And I subscribe to that. But the way he talks about it, it's like I said, I don't know, dude.
Well, once again, that's something we told him in the call before we recorded.
Okay.
That you have sometimes felt like you have
yeah.
this sort of like a spiritual
Something's there.
energy that sometimes helps you in your life. And so he's grasping onto your belief that that's a thing.
Yeah.
And then you tickle his pickle just enough that he really hopes that you're going to be calling him a lot to ask his advice.
Yeah. And I wrote down, he goes on and on about a life change I will have, and I'll have to decide it. And once I come out of my closet to my close friends and family, they will disregard me and call me a witch, blah, blah, blah. So he's basically saying when he did it, all his friends weren't his friends anymore, and I have to make that decision. And I'm like, that's not helping your cause any, I'm just saying. So
No. Nor is it realistic.
And then, so then I say...
Oh no, dude.
I don't know, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, I'm right. Again.
Hold on, he's going to say something else, I think.
You don't. You haven't decided this. Making this decision to do what I do was not easy either. It wasn't easy for me.
So can you
It wasn't easy for him, and he talks about his friends, but like not having friends. And he says it takes a year to figure out how to use the gift. And Kathleen, what are you thinking about the whole time he's telling me this?
That it's a load of bullshit that he's trying to get into your shorts.
No, Jesus, take it away.
I rebuke it! Yuck!
In the name of Jesus Christ, get behind me, Satan.
So gross.
I don't know. And like, he knows there's no way in God's
doesn't.
green earth that there will ever be
No,
anything.
he doesn't.
You know?
Because apparently this is him shooting his shot. He is hoping, because he does, at some point he talks about how he's in Arizona and he has a whole group of people that are like him and they get together.
Yeah.
And he's hoping that you will join his coven.
He's got like a course. Like this guy has a website, a podcast,
Yeah.
all kinds of things.
Don't listen to it. You'll turn into an idiot.
You'll turn into a potato.
Brain will turn into
So can you tell me about one of my past lives?
Ooh.
When did you die?
Oh, I died. I did die.
Well, yeah.
This is so funny. I said, he goes, how did she die? If you can't hear it very well.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Talking to the room around.
and I said, I died.
yeah, no Sherlock.
So that was so funny to me to hear back and be like, oh my God, Aubrey, get it together. You past life, you died.
Was she murdered?
Was she murdered?
She murdered? Don't stop paying attention to me now. I'll say murder.
Oh, you died in the First World War. You were actually a field nurse.
Huh.
You took a stray bullet.
Oh, that's
Right to
sad.
the head. Right to the head.
Right to the nose.
Oh, that's brutal.
But it's what you were doing there. You were a nurse. In other words, you were helping people.
Yeah.
Again, he is just feeding into, like, see, you were helping people. You're a good person. Remember? Now,
Yeah.
please do what I want you to do.
I was kind of disappointed. No offense to nurses. Hey, I don't know that I put this in here. I was a German nurse helping Nazis. That's
First World War, not second. First World.
okay. I was in Germany, by the way. First World War. Okay, not second. So I wasn't helping Nazis. Okay, cool. Because I'm like, that's embarrassing.
Was that like the last life I lived?
Yeah, that was your previous life.
Interesting.
and have dreams about it?
Once in a while, but not very often.
Okay.
But you have had dreams of I've told of being a nurse before.
Have
No.
you? Yeah.
No, I dream a lot too. Guys, I'm a big
And she remembers her dreams.
dreamer
Yeah.
in my sleep dreams.
In my sleep dreams.
And like I'm a dreamer, I'll awake and asleep. And my whole life I've always had dreams. No, I don't remember dreams about being a nurse ever.
Yeah.
Or being shot in the head that I know of.
Well, I'm glad because that would be a really bummer dream.
I do have crazy dreams like that though.
Yeah.
And then I'll wake up like I got shot in the head.
Okay. I'm not upset.
I am upset.
Yeah.
About yours?
I want to ask the same question.
I gotta go get a nurse costume.
Us whispering while he's
I hope you guys
getting
can hear that.
Kathleen's.
'cause
I
it's
said, I gotta
hysterical.
go get a nurse out costume.
For Frank.
For Frank. And again, this whole time we're whispering back and forth. He's eyes closed, looking around the room,
Picturing me in a
touching
nurse
his-
costume, and I'm so sad that I
touching
gave
his
him that.
face.
I gave
for
him
real.
that. That was
We're
my
like,
bad.
Here's
Sorry,
a little
Jesus.
gift for you.
Unintentional. Unintentional.
This is the best part.
Sorry, we're distracting.
You died in 1872.
Okay.
Cholera?
Sure.
How do you say cholera? Cholera?
Yeah.
How do you say it? Like I've never heard of it because I'm making this. Someone is telling me this, and not that I've ever read it in a book before in my life.
You were what we call, in today's terms, a lady of the evening.
Oh, and he thought he was being mean.
Oh,
And
I
little
remember
did we
his
know.
face. I remember he gave me this little like smirk to be like, "Yeah, you hoe, get ready for the shame."
And she was so happy.
Oh, it's the best.
yeah.
It's the best.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Listen to my reaction.
Of the evening.
Best thing I've ever heard in my life. And I died of cholera.
Yeah.
Do you hear the disappointment in his voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cholera.
It's a disease that people got, especially in that time, especially from drinking and drinking contaminated water, a lot of times.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been
Where-
herpes.
That's a different. That's,
Chlamydia, whatever.
No, you know cholera. Where was I? Like, what part of the world was I in? The United States? Was I in?
I'm being told Argentina.
Ooh.
Argentina.
Wait, qué interesante.
Argentina, where is
What does
that?
that mean?
South America means how interesting in Spanish.
Oh.
He was like so bummed you did not.
Do you hear him? Like
so
the whole
bummed.
time he's talking to Aubrey about her past life, he's like, "Yeah, you were a good person. You have dreams about this. It's so fascinating." And to me, he's like, "I guess Argentina. Oh, what's that mean?"
And then she's like, yeah, she just like does not tickle his pickle. Not that I'm trying to.
I am not giving him the satisfaction. I'm sorry. It's like that TikTok
Yeah.
trend where they're like, "You can't hurt me. I blah blah blah."
I was Mormon.
Really? You think this is what's gonna hurt my feelings, son? You got a lot more work to do. This is nothing.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay.
It was you.
Oh crap! I don't know what's happening. Redo.
Okay.
It was you.
Understand.
You lady of the
I
evening.
just took Spanish in the 7th grade.
Lady of the evening. She was a hooker.
He's like trying to clarify.
Yeah. And
So was
again,
that my
by using terminology that's offensive.
Offensive, and you were not. You call her whatever. You're dumb.
Yeah.
So was that my directly before this life? Was that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You waited a while before you came back again.
Interesting.
You were waiting for me?
Probably.
Your twin flame?
Probably.
That was sweet. I'm so nice. I'm just loving on you so nicely. But this guy's like throwing stones, and I wish I would have been like, what the heck what crawled up your butt, dude? You good?
Or I was just really trying to recover from that cholera. It wiped me out.
Yeah, you both had to come back, but she actually did wait for you.
Although
That's so sweet.
we gave him that one. Oh, we waited for each other. But also, if I died in 1872 and you died in World War I, which is 1915 to 1918-ish, why did we both wait till the 80s to come back again? If we were waiting for each other, then that means we would have been born in the 1920s.
Because we probably did life together before, and we're coming back. That's my thoughts.
That doesn't make any
I'm
sense.
not psychic.
There's still like 70 years difference.
True. I mean,
Math.
it's all real, Kathleen.
It's...
But I do believe we've known each other before. Just
I think
gonna
that
throw
if
out
I
there.
think that's a really beautiful idea. I hope it's true, but I don't think you were a nurse and that I was.
No.
I will say though, it wouldn't be completely outside of the realm of possibilities for me to be a sex worker in another life.
And then you were like, I'm gonna
I
get
could
me
see
a
it
solid
happening.
human to only be
We've
with.
talked about this before about how the idea of doing like dancing and all that stuff. I'm like, it's good money. Why not? Whatever.
Yeah. She
I
would
don't
be
think
a
I
stripper,
would.
y'all. She
I don't
would be
think
a
I would
stripper.
actually like in the mind that I have now. I don't think I would choose ever to be a sex worker but I also don't know the situation.
Yeah.
In that time and day and age, most women made that choice because
Yeah.
there was no other option. So
Yeah. Different time.
yeah.
Okay. How about my daughters? Have I ever done life with them before?
Lives with them before? You come into the same family circle every single time. Sometimes your daughter actually might be your actually your daughter previous to this was your mother.
Which one?
Oldest.
Okay. Cute.
I can see
So
that.
you're saying, not to distract, but so you're saying our family unit that we have, we do
Yeah.
it together over and over?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe the Mormons got it right.
I can guarantee you they didn't.
Sounds very Mormon.
It does.
Yeah. And then it's contradictory because we may or may not come back. So that's cute.
I'm trying to think of anything that I've been wanting answers to or something. I feel like in general I'm a pretty I don't know, that's why I'm not asking very many questions. I don't really feel like
because you're pretty even keeled person.
Yeah,
I thought I was
don't feel
rushing
like
through
I'm
life.
needing a whole lot of answers to anything.
You're not because you're not very needy. That's why.
That's true.
You stand on your own.
Yeah.
I thought I was rush, here, go. Again, he said that earlier, and we responded by being like, yeah, that is not it. So now he's backtracking and going, yeah, see, you're so even-keeled.
Yeah.
You have for a long time, and you've known you could do it. You
Yeah.
don't need anybody else to really lean on.
Yeah. So, okay.
Dang.
I mean, that's true.
Cute.
I don't have any worries about you whatsoever for the rest of your life. You will be fine.
Sounds like something a grandpa would say. That's cute.
Yeah.
You'll get. You have challenges.
Sure.
You know how to figure things out.
That's kind of how I live my life. That was why that accident was so crazy, was because that's typically how that's typically how I do things. Is that it's usually like, well, there's no point in stressing about this because we're either going to figure it
Right.
out or we're not. So we just figure it out or we don't. And then that's why that accident was so crazy, because my brain did the opposite of what it normally does, which was to have a full panic. What do we do? Oh my gosh, what do I do? What do we do? You know? And so I was like, what just happened?
I want to.
So, yeah, do you have any response to how he talked to your...
I think he just gleaned from our reactions to him talking to me and about me earlier.
Maybe he's like, maybe I should be nice now.
Maybe he's like, I've been saying a lot of stuff that's just not
Yeah.
marking it.
I want to ask about my sister Ashley. Where is she right now?
Okay, editing after I heard that, from here on out, I was having the best time.
Yeah.
Until this moment. And then it was like, and I remember this is just where it kind of got a little sideways.
I know not about physically, but she's not in a good place in her life right now.
Uncomfortable
Why?
laugh.
Doesn't feel secure, is what I'm getting. Not that she's not. It's not that she's unhappy. She just doesn't feel secure.
So you guys should know, my sister is no longer with us.
That's why, again, he says, I don't know about physically.
Well, wait, did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You said, where is she right now? And he goes, I don't know about physically.
I feel
Interesting.
like if Big J's talking to him, he's going to be like,
Hey, this is a touchy subject, so you better not this up.
BT dubs. She's right here. Right? So, and then
but you did ask him if any of our loved ones were with us.
I did, and he said no.
Pass. Or
Hard
like,
pass, no.
Anyone from the other side is.
Are any of our family members who have passed away with us? No.
Okay, so listen. This,
Interesting.
okay, you heard that deep breath. That was me just being like,
Oh no. Okay. Here we go.
this is clearly fake.
Yeah.
Wants to be more fulfilled in her life and is not.
And this is Ashley.
Correct.
And see, this is where he's
How is
going,
that?
okay, wait a second. You're like, wait, this is Ashley. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What have I
that's
said
her.
wrong?
And he's
He's like,
looking.
yeah, of course.
And then wait for it.
How is that the case? I'm confused.
I don't know. Just the answer I got.
So, I could let him know.
Why? What's the circumstance?
She's not alive.
Do you hear me?
I didn't even know that you bust out.
You're like, she's dead. I'm like, gotcha.
Yeah, and then like listen
And
to
he is,
listen to
listen.
this.
What's she doing?
Why don't you ask her? She's standing next to you.
Okay, what are you doing?
Except she's not, because you said she's not earlier. And just 5
Yeah.
seconds ago, you said, I don't know where she is physically.
And so then I'm like uncomfortable and
you're
just kind of like maybe
Going-
if it's real, then I'm gonna just say, "What are you doing, Ashley?" You know?
Yeah. And he just hems and haws. You're like, well, what are you doing? And he's like, not over there. She's to your left. No, that's not the right direction. Ask backwards. It goes back and
That's-
forth. Like, it's like, what
Yeah,
are we
listen
doing?
to the like listen to how he talks to me while I'm like, "What are you doing, Ashley?" While I look over at a certain direction.
Yeah.
that you're unfulfilled because
You're looking the wrong way. Turn the other way.
which way?
She's to your left.
Kathleen's to my left.
Not in that sense, in a physical sense.
Okay, Ashley.
I'm just laughing and like
It's just,
I still want it to be real.
yeah.
I still want it to be real.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Wait.
So you can be in the spirit world and be unfulfilled.
I wrote down. I wish I had the audacity to say that this moment that he was full of in this moment that he was full of shit and call him out without fear of whatever grossness he may spew in response. I also think that the reason I didn't is because I wanted so bad for it to be real.
Yeah.
And what were you thinking in this moment? Do you remember?
Just the fact that, like, the audacity that he had to once realizing that your sister has passed away.
Yeah.
And to still then continue to be like, no, you're looking the wrong way.
Yeah.
She's over there. After contradicting himself over and over and over. It's just, it's gross. This
Yeah.
is gross.
Yeah.
He's gross.
Oh crap.
Okay, Ashley.
Hold on.
Okay.
Wait.
So you can be in the spirit world and be unfulfilled.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Except that's, again, contradicting himself. Because earlier he said the people that are in the... It just,
Interesting.
none of it makes sense. And none of it's real.
interesting.
Interesting.
So okay.
That, I think, is the end of the reading with
That's
him.
the end of the reading.
Yeah. That's the end of our stuff with him.
There's more, but I said he goes on about how she's my spirit guide, and she's my spirit guide, and I don't listen to her, and it makes her feel unfulfilled. I talk myself out of things all the time.
Well, he's trying to say in that moment that she is one of the ones trying to get you to agree to be a psychic.
Yes, and he said I need to move forward with my gift because I'm not listening, and I'm not that my sister is unfulfilled, and I'm not posting it because it's long and it's annoying.
And it's just exploiting your grief and your love for your sister to get what he wants, which is you to continue talking to him. That's so gross.
And then I did not make a clip about, he talks about the podcast, and and it was not necessary for anybody to hear it because I asked him how the podcast is going to go, and it just wasn't cute. And then that's the end of the show with him. And then we give him a chance to talk about his stuff, and then we talk about how we feel afterwards.
After we got off the call with him, we recorded for a few minutes talking about just, in general, our thoughts and our feelings.
And I was listening, and the reason why I didn't put it in the rest of the episode here is because, one, when I was listening to it, I was still drinking the Kool-Aid. Or when I was replying, and I was like, maybe that was real. Or maybe there was part of it that was real and part of it was a fake. Right. And then later that night, I was like, that was all crap. And it's listening back to my response, I feel super sorry for who I was in believing that. Because, it was super cringe and embarrassing. But now I'm okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this was a trip to listen to. And then to listen to yourself reacting and, like, being like, girl, you were still silly. You're just a child.
It's like it reminds me of when I first left the church. I had all of these like journals and stuff that like from church, and so I would every once in a while I would go through them and pick them up and read them and be like, oof. Wow, that is very different than how I feel in this moment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that same feeling. Yeah.
So now we're gonna listen to outtakes, which are really fun.
They're lighten the mood from that.
It's fun.
That bummer.
And there's 4 minutes worth of outtakes, and it is. I love them.
Yeah, and also in the same chapter 19, 27.
This is
ready for
this is
talking
the beginning
back about Leviticus.
So this is us talking by ourselves about Leviticus, and this is what was funny.
Yeah, and also in the same chapter 19, 27. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Do not cut your hair at the sides of your head or clip off the edges of your beard.
Yeah.
Do not cut your bodies for the dead or put tattoo marks on yourself.
Oh, no.
I am the Lord.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like,
oh, no, Kathleen. You defiled your body.
so do you. You have bangs.
Don't put me... I'm literally
If
freaking
I'm
out.
going to hell because I got a tattoo, you're going to hell because you got bangs. And if God's putting any of us in hell because we have bangs, that's
goodness.
ridiculous.
And that's not like...
That's why I hate when
That's
people
why-
are like, the Bible says. Well, yeah, the Bible says a lot of bullshit. That's what.
It was funny to listen to this.
That's why when we talk about these Bible verses,
There's a lot going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only person that makes it hard on you is you.
Little excerpts of like
Philosophical.
life lessons with Psychic Dan.
Beautiful. I'm going to write that on a t-shirt.
Okay.
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 I was in a motorcycle gang.
So
What?
we laughed. Hold on, let me play that one more time. And then I'll give you context.
I was in a motorcycle gang.
How the tables
How'd that go?
We did not know how to respond to that.
How do you respond to that? Just that statement thrown out into the wild.
So that was when he was
No
talking.
context.
Yeah, like he was talking to me about it'll change my life when I finally do go ahead and do my thing. Being a Christian and then saying, "Hey, I'm a psychic," it will completely change your life. And he was like, "I was in a motorcycle gang," and now he's not.
Okay.
Anyways,
Good news.
and it was funny.
Love that for you.
What did I say? I said,
Okay.
no, hold on.
I was
What?
how the tables
How'd that
have
go?
turned.
word up.
This is really funny. So he's trying to be a cool guy. It was weird. This was a weird moment where I was literally like, I have to put this shit in there because it was stupid. But
It's so silly.
Word up.
I couldn't understand him.
What?
Huh?
I'm like, what are you talking about?
What'd you say?
What?
She said word. I said word up.
What the heck?
How did I get? How
Is
did
it
I?
1992?
I guess. And then what do we say?
How did I get? How did I get cholera? By drinking the water.
That was such a funny moment for me because she's like, he's giving her reading, and then she's asking how she got cholera, and he doesn't say anything.
No.
And so I was like,
Of course.
and
Same
so
thing as you being like, wait, I died?
yeah, we both had such silly moments.
Of course.
By drinking the water.
Yeah, here's a spirit answer for that. Duh.
Oh my god.
Because something told me I was.
Yeah.
Right, because something, always everyone says, something told me. It's
I don't know what the context of this is, so we'll just go along with it.
something told me. It's not
Jesus,
something.
Big J.
Right.
No, I
Yeah.
felt, yeah.
You can laugh about it, but
I laugh at
Yeah.
everything, so please don't take it the wrong way.
Right.
And I laughed so
No.
much through this episode that like he and there would be like he would say something really profound. Oh, I think it's in the outtakes where he talks about his reincarnation.
Maybe.
It's coming up. I know it now.
Maybe.
It's in the outtakes because it was such a long story.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
no.
What about what? No.
Okay. I'm
No.
asking him a question about my son. This isn't about like a boyfriend, a side piece or anything. I don't have that. I'm not that kind of woman, but hear me out.
No.
What about what? No.
I don't know. You're about to ask something. I got no.
Bull Honky, he and I are soulmates.
What are you gonna ask?
No, you're not.
Then why are we so connected? Like there's something special there.
You just ruined my life.
So I think this is like I wanted to be told that my kids and I have these special
Yeah, like special
bonds
bonds
and stuff, and I kind of wish I didn't ask it because if my kids listen to it in the future, they'll be like, "Why didn't like?" And he said that my oldest, you all heard this, was my mom. I'm like, I could see that, and then for him to say, "No, my daughter or my son wasn't my soulmate." Yeah, all my kids are my soulmates. So joke's on you, because I made them from my soul.
Because he's just like you.
He's just like
Because
me.
he just loves me.
No.
Just
No.
like you. he
Like me. Okay. Oh, because he's medium?
Not large.
My dad called him up and said, hey, you
Because so now my son's a psychic.
Yeah. And that's why you're not soulmates. What?
My dad called him up and said, hey, he's being born. You got to come to the hospital. And my grandfather got ready to come to the hospital, had a heart attack and died. And then his soul transferred, left from his body, went into mine.
He is his
Now
own
here I am.
grandpa.
Do you know what the difference between a hooker and a rooster
Okay.
is?
So
Here's
maybe
the
we don't
jokes.
have the story of
No.
him being reincarnated, but his dad or his he's his grandma. That's
He's
weird.
his own grandpa.
Oh. Okay. Hold on.
Do you know what the difference between a hooker and a rooster is?
What?
You should know this. With a rooster,
Okay.
I should know this.
Language warning.
Yeah.
you should know this. With a rooster says cock-a-doodle-doo. With a hooker says any will do. If you can edit this one out. What kind of meat does a priest eat?
Another crude joke.
I don't want to know.
No.
And like I said the boundary of I don't want to know.
It's okay.
None.
Okay.
Anyways, so
Yeah, that's where it's like I wanted to point out like the male audacity.
Well, and those were sprinkled throughout everything. All the time. There was these gross little jokes shoved in.
Yeah.
And those were the not gross ones.
the things
comparatively.
we have to deal with as women, when men like this get a little bit of space power, like
yeah.
like we allow them to have a moment with us and they think this is how they should act.
It's
Problematic.
exhausting.
People always ask me all the time, and they always say to me all the time, they want my gift, but they don't. They want the cool part of my gift.
Yeah.
They don't want the actual part of the gift, because everything else that comes along with it. There are times when I literally get sick, literally where it's coming out of both ends sick because of the energy work that I have to go through to to do what I do. I don't spend a lot of time with people. I'm not in large crowds of people. I don't have a lot of real close friends.
Shocker.
Because the people who are around me, most of them, are pieces of crap. Because they're egotistical maniacs. They think the world is about them. They're taking 1,000 selfies all day long. I can't be around that because it's hard.
Sounds so sad.
What is this 2012 where it's like cool and vogue to make fun of girls taking selfies?
It's weird. And
Who
then
cares?
it does sound like mental
You have
illness.
a podcast where your whole job is talking and making sure everyone listens. How is that any worse than taking selfies?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
There's no epic failures. There's no wrong. There's no right. There's no mistakes. No one makes mistakes. You're just figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And if it doesn't work for you, quit freaking doing it. That's all.
That's it. I hated that saying, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to be like, yes, there are epic failures.
Yeah.
Some people make them, some don't. Anyways, so that's
There it
Psychic
is.
Dan.
You're welcome, everybody.
It's a lot. I don't know if this was a good episode or not, but
You
we
know?
just wanted to give you this content. The stuff, just out of the sheer, just what we've put up with. And this was actually on, on the record kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I just want to say women deal with some really weird men.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm sure men deal with really weird
I'm
women.
sure they do. I'm sure of it.
But
Good night, nurse. This was a wild ride, guys.
apparently I was a nurse once. I could save your life. Maybe that's why I
Probably.
like Grey's Anatomy. I mean, you could say something about everything on here.
I could save your life too, just with a different way. In my past life, I don't know.
I can make you
Don't know. I don't know.
give you that what's that called? The oxytocin rush?
That's right.
From the orgasms?
The endorphin rush.
Or orgasms save lives.
Oh man, that we really should put on a shirt. That would be hilarious. Oh my god.
I can't believe I'm going to put that on the episode.
Do it.
But
That's
you're
funny.
welcome. Sorry.
Do it.
It's,
Man.
you know what? I don't know.
This whole experience, it took us like, I remember we got done and we were both like, what just happened?
We left and we never returned for a whole almost year.
And we really had no intention of putting any of this out there. We
No.
were just sort of like, I guess this is something that we will just throw in the garbage. We have had multiple episodes with different people that we've recorded and gone back and gone, we can't use any of this. Throw it away. And this one we just never trashed because we kept saying, maybe there's something
there.
here.
Something's pulling me towards the crazy. And it was just to do something like this.
Yeah.
So,
You're welcome.
yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it.
So, my thoughts are we could do another psychic.
Yeah, if we found somebody,
And
see how they
maybe it would
compare.
go better. I don't want anyone to see this and like be a psychic and be like, what a terrible way to talk about people. But I think my hopes for this episode and putting this out there was to show, like I even said to my oldest that I would let her listen to this episode because it would help her to see that people can tell you whatever they want. And you can't believe everything you hear.
Yeah.
Because question everything.
Yeah.
Because this is just a guy that's going off of my feelings, my like reactions and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And so I would like to have her have like a really good radar for bullcrap people. But
Just have an idea of who to trust
Yeah.
and who not to. That gut feeling is hard.
so next week's gonna be book club, or well, we're gonna have a morning show and then we'll have book club. So
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
don't forget to read the books. We
Get ready.
got Unbelieve.
Is that one the first one, right?
by Marla Taviano.
It's great.
Permission Granted by Dr. Jennifer Bird. And this one you don't have to read because it's not over the book, but we talked to Seth Andrews, who wrote Christianity Made Me Talk Like an Idiot.
Yeah.
And I roll, but like with love. But we talked to him, and he's written many a books.
Yeah.
So
It was great.
yeah. All right, we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye. 2 hours worth of more talking with this guy. I'm done.